F tier is The Last Night. No questions asked there. C tier is What I've Done. B tier is Well, That's Just Prime. A tier is Autobots Roll Out. And S tier is I Am Optimus Prime. So basically the top is the best and the bottom is the worst. And all of the movies that we have ranking today is Transformers 2007, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, The Last Night, Beast Hunters, Predacons Rising, Bumblebee, the 86 movie, and Rise of the Beast. So yeah, let's get going to the first one. Okay, hi, howdy, hello, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be reviewing and ranking all of the Transformers movies except for Transformers 1. Tomorrow I will post a picture or a short or community post, something with where my final ranking is for Transformers 1. I'm hoping that it goes into S tier or even first place. Without further ado, let's get started with the first movie. Okay, so Transformers 2007. And it's honestly one of the better ones. So in this movie, we have Sam Witwicky coming to Earth and meeting Bumblebee and all the Autobots. The Autobots in this movie are really nice. All of them get a nice time to shine. And that arrival to Earth scene is just amazing. And let's see, Megatron in the movie. He's alright. Probably the best version of Megatron. I like his design the most out of all the Megatrons. Let's see. The ending's amazing with What I've Done. A lot of the fight scenes in this movie are pretty good. It's a while before Optimus became murderous and everything. But overall, everything in this movie's pretty good. Okay, so then for Transformers 2007, I'm going to put it in Autobots Roll Out. Okay, I do not think this movie is nearly as bad as people give it credit. I feel like this movie is hated on a lot, but really, it's not that bad. Sure, there's better movies. It's not the best movie out there. And the first movie is definitely better. But it's really not bad. The Autobots in this are pretty good. I think there's too many, and this will be a problem with a lot of the movies, is that there's just too many bots to focus on. The Decepticons in this. Megatron's alright, I guess. Nothing really interesting happens with him. Who else is there? The Fallen, the main villain. I like the Fallen, but I don't really think they gave him enough time to shine, but he is pretty cool. And then Devastator. He is really underrated in this. Underused. He needs to be in this so much more than he is. But he isn't, and I do think that is one of the worst parts of the movie. One other thing that I don't like is how they have Optimus Prime and Sam die, and then just bring them back. I feel like at that point, it just doesn't raise the stakes for any other movies. Let's see. In the ending. The ending's pretty cool with the Jet Power Prime destroying the Fallen. I really like that. That was cool. I do think the parts with just Sam and none of the Autobots, just him existing as human, I do not like those parts. Those are easily the worst parts of the movie. But other than that, yeah, this movie's pretty solid, but definitely not the best. Okay, so then in terms of ranking, I'm going to put Revenge of the Fallen and Well, That's Just Prime. Pretty good, but not nearly as good as 07. Okay, so the third movie, Transformers Dark is easily my favorite live-action movie. It's so good. And yet, it's a lot of what we've seen before, but just because of the action and the story and plot twist that they put into this, it makes it so good. So, this story is about the Autobots, like, learning about the moon conspiracies, about how it was, like, fake. And then the Decepticons also learned about this, and now they're like, rah, we gotta kill people. So then they go around killing a bunch of, the original, like, moonlanders. And, yeah, and then on the moon, they find the Autobot ship, the Ark, which has Sentinel Prime in it, who, spoiler alert, becomes a bad guy. He is also easily the best villain out of all of these movies. Second best will come to next, but he is easily the best villain. So, yeah, and then with the Autobots, there's a lot of them, but I don't think it's as bad as Revenge of the Fallen. I feel like we get a little bit more time to breathe with them. The Decepticons aren't really that big, except for Megatron. And then, yeah, in the end, with Prime killing Sentinel, really nice, yet I think it's a little weird when he kills Megatron. That's probably my biggest issue with it, but overall, this is easily the best live-action Transformers movie. Okay, so for now, Transformers Dark of the Moon goes in Autobots rollout. So, let's go to the next movie.
I don't care.
Okay, so the next live-action movie, Age of Extinction. This is a mixed knot. So, Age of Extinction. The Autobots in this, I do not like. There's a very little of them, which is nice, but they added a bunch, and they killed off all the good ones from Dark of the Moon, which I do not like at all. So we just kind of get stuck with a mixed bag of characters. But, I mean, it's alright. The Dinobots are kind of cool, but they don't really do anything. I like Galvatron. Wish he had more to do in maybe the sequel. But the best part of this movie is Lockdown, who's probably the second best Transformers villain. And the redesigns too, with like Optimus, I just do not like. They don't fit the Night. The Night aesthetic does not fit. They're too humanoid. But other than that, this movie overall is just meh. Okay, so for Age of Extinction, I'm going to put it in what I've done. It's not the worst, but it's not good. Okay, The Last Night. This movie sucks. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This is the worst on the list. I couldn't even find a funny quote from the movie to put here. The funniest part about this movie is just that it exists. The only two positive things I can think of is that I like Hot Rod and Megatron's design is kind of cool. Oh, and Barricades, I guess. Other than that, this movie just sucks. They got rid of all the plot that they've set up before. They just decided that, oh no, Unicron's secretly Earth, which makes no sense if they're gonna, like, fight Unicron. Where? There's no Earth. And, what else is there? Quintessa. That is the worst villain ever. Yeah, this movie just sucks. It's crap. Okay, so this is exactly why it has its own tier named after it. It sucks. Moving on. So, this movie's definitely the least known. I couldn't think of really any quotes that were funny or just quotes overall from this movie. This is the send-off to Transformers Prime, which I think is a very meh series. This is probably one of, if not the best part of the series, though. I like the Predaking. Galvatron's actually alright in this. Or whatever he is. Yeah, this is a lot of positive, but mostly just meh. Let's see. Prime's sacrifice in the end. It was really nicely done. I do not think, though, that RID 2015 is a good sequel to this. And Rescue Bots, for that matter. I kind of wish they were just their own things. But yeah, this is just kind of there. Okay, I'm gonna put this movie in, well, that's just Prime. It's just kind of there. Yeah, alright, moving on. So, this movie's kind of interesting. It was supposed to be a fresh start, and it's definitely fresh, but this movie is just not my favorite. I liked it when it came out, but the more I thought about it, it's just not all that great. The villains in this are alright, actually. Shatter and Dropkick are pretty nice, just having the two of them. It's very nice to have just a few villains. It's a very small scale movie, but I do think that is one of the best things about this, that it's small scale and just having the two villains in Bumblebee. Very nice. The Cybertron opening scene, we all know it. It's the best part of this movie. The Optimus Prime I'm Still Standing meme basically sums it up. It's the best part about this movie. Other than that, nothing too special. It's just kind of there. It's a nice movie if it's a nice watch, but as a Transformers movie, not that great. As a movie, it's pretty good. Okay, so then Bumblebee. I'm gonna put this in at the top of, well, that's just Prime. Not bad, but just kind of there. Not like Beast Hunters. It's not like Beast Hunters where it's just kind of there. It's more like more people know about this, but it's not my favorite.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
So, 86. The first ever Transformers movie back in 1986. This movie's actually good. I do not think that it gets enough credit. I do not think that it's the best, but it's not bad. It's the only movie that's fully animated, except for Transformers 1, but I haven't seen that yet. Tomorrow. But, yeah, 86. I really like it. It's good. The Optimus Prime death is a little weird, but I do think that is the best scene of this movie. I love rewatching that fight with him and Megatron, and the one shall stand, one shall fall. Again, there's no funny quote for this, but that's definitely a really nice quote. Let's see. Hot Rod becoming the new Prime and leader is a little weird. Don't really like that, but like, other than that, this movie's really decent. So, yeah. Okay, so then 86 is going up here in Autobots rollout in between Dark of the Moon and 07. Really good in my opinion. Really underrated. Oh, I completely forgot to talk about this. This was the first instance of Unicron. He's like one of the best. Yeah, Unicron is definitely one of the best. Kind of forgot to talk about that. That's my fault. Yeah, I really like Unicron in this. This is the only time where I think Unicron was really used right. In Rise of the Beast, which we'll get to in just a second, and The Last Night, he just kind of felt like he got pushed in. Like, he didn't really need to be there. But, yeah, other than that, pretty good.
You can inside me.
Okay, Rise of the Beast. The latest Transformers movie, except for Transformers 1, but that's tomorrow. Alright, yeah, Rise of the Beast. I went into this movie really hoping for it to be good. It had been, 5 years since we had a Transformers movie. This one looked promising, and I came out so disappointed. This movie really just threw out everything out of the way that what it should have been. It should have really just been a movie with the Maximals or just a movie with the Autobots, but they decided that we have to do both. And they also put Unicron in this, and if they're going to continue the series, besides that G.I. Joe movie, still that's like one of the worst decisions that they could have done. But it's just not going to feel right having Megatron be next, because he's not a bigger threat than Unicron. I really do think that this movie should have been the Beast Wars characters fighting anybody, or the Autobots fighting the Decepticons. It should have been a continuation of Bumblebee, but instead they decided that it had to have the Maximals and the Terracons and Unicron, which really don't add to it. So yeah, this movie was just really a disappointment. Okay, Rise of the Beast. I'm going to switch up this tiers just a little bit. I'm going to put this in, well, that's just Prime. Behind Revenge of the Fallen, I'm going to put Beast Hunters in What I've Done. Okay. So now it's that time. Out of the top 3, Transformers 07, the 86 movie, and Dark of the Moon, have to pick one to go into S tier. 07 is pretty good. It was the start of what Transformers movies should be. It was also the thing to bring back Transformers. 86 was the first Transformers movie to come out. The first animated Transformers movie. Really nice, but did some interesting things. And Dark of the Moon is easily the best out of the live action, and really just figured out what a Transformers movie should be like. So out of these 3, I'm going to nominate Dark of the Moon to be S tier. It's the best out of all of these. Except we'll see how Transformers 1 is. So yeah. Alright. Bye-bye. And tomorrow we'll see what I put about Transformers 1. I'm most likely not going to be able to release a video tomorrow. But this weekend, plan on 2 or 3. I'll probably also be doing a review of this. Just got this today. So yeah, I'll probably also be doing this. Alright. Bye-bye.